a big day because I finished a rewatch of one of my favorite seasons of Rupaul's Drag Race. Season 2. And this rewatch has been kind of special because my mom is watching it for the first time with me. I've seen season 2 probably a million times. But I'm especially in a good mood because my favorite Drag Race moment happens in the season 2 finale. My ultimate, all-time favorite RuPaul's Drag Race moment. It's when Tyra has just been announced as the winner. And rightfully so, she starts hyperventilating and is on the floor. And Raven yells she can't breathe. And RuPaul, in the most dramatic fashion, leans over the judging panel and says, "Do you need to breathe into the paper bag?" And she says, "the paper bag," and not a paper bag, implying that for season 2, the RuPaul's Drag Race medical assistants on set, no EMT, no certified nurse, there was a paper bag. And it's not just a paper bag, it's the paper bag. It's the only one. So Tyra, don't rip it. Are you okay now? And the rest of it's a beautiful moment because she's happy that she can go home and watch the show with her son. It's a really good season. My favorite comment about early seasons of Drag Race, somebody said, is those early years were great because everyone was a see you next Tuesday. And that's just something that sticks with me when I watch these seasons, is there wasn't the fluffiness of modern Drag Race. The drag queens still got to act like a bunch of drag queens. And then we just started, Dragula is back. And, oh my lord, is Dragula so refreshing. I think there was like a year-long break in between seasons. I think because of COVID, there was like maybe a year, like a year and a half. And that last season, with all of those episode releases happening in such a bizarre fashion, I think it was like some weeks there wouldn't be an episode at all. And then Amazon would decide to release like 4 episodes at once. So you never know what you were gonna get. And then COVID happened, so it was really up in the air. But I'm very happy that this season is back and it's on a different service. So hopefully Shudder will be a happy home for Dragula. There was a moment where all of the contestants were in the boudoir. I think that's what they call the workroom. They're in the boudoir and they're talking about death. And somebody goes, while she's sipping her drink, somebody goes, "You have to accept the finality of life." Sasha, because they argued a lot that season. Shangela just stirring her cocktail and going, you have to accept the finality of life. I love Drag Race. It's honestly my favorite show. And I'm sure that's not shocking. But it really is incredible. What I love about watching, in particular, Season 2 and Season 3, I'm excited to get to Season 3 next week. What I love about watching those seasons is that you can really see how much it's inspired by America's Next Top Model, because a lot of the challenges are the same, or a lot of the Rupaulisms come from Tyra in those amazing America's Next Top Model seasons. And for a while, Rupaul is even like styling herself after a couple of Tyra looks. And it's just funny to see like the machinations of RuPaul's inspiration behind that show, because it's really not a competition. It's a parody of a competition, or it's a parody of reality television. And once you start looking at Drag Race through that lens, it's become so much more enjoyable, because there isn't really any losers to Drag Race anymore. You know, there's early seasons contestants who come back next season, or there's early season contestants who go on and they have early out contestants who you know, go home episode 1 or 2 but end up coming back next season, or they end up having like a show on YouTube that is like weekly and you're like, I'm happier with this anyways. Like James Mansfield has just my favorite YouTube channel of all time. And she's somebody who didn't like lose anything from going on the show, you know what I mean? And it's cool to see that a lot of the earlier Drag Race girls also are embracing like YouTube and whatever other platform, because it's really not a competition. It's just it's a reality show, so you're supposed to fight, but second, it's a showcase of talent, or an artistry, and it's just more fun now when you know that you don't have to be too upset about the elimination order. But there's 2 international shows running right now. So Drag Race UK and Drag Race Canada. Drag Race Canada I love because it feels like it was made with the season 1 budget. But it has you know, really great contestants, and that's really all I care to see, is just people who are good at drag and can make a good show. And especially with, you know, gay bars, they don't really exist anymore, which is such a bummer, or at least in my area. COVID killed my favorite gay bar like a year ago, and you know, shut down. They were never allowed to reopen, and it feels good having, like, at least I know that once weekly, or 3 times weekly, because I'm watching three drag shows, and it's just crazy to think of, like, you can still get a drag show at home. And it's like, it's no longer just one show. Because, I mean, what other shows had drag queen? No. Oh. I need to put up a 4th finger, because there's also We're Here on HBO. It's just cool to see how networks all have like drag queens on at like prime time. Well, except Dracula is on a streaming platform, but you know what I mean. And luckily I think they all air on different nights, which is honestly the biggest struggle, I feel like, in like this era of like still not really getting to go out too much. Having TV shows on each night of the week is really vital to maintaining not only my sanity, but also so I know what day of the week it is. We had like a lapse in shows for a couple days where it was like a bunch of stuff ended all at once, and I didn't know what week it was for like 2 weeks. So thank you to RuPaul's Drag Race UK, RuPaul's Drag Race Canada, Dracula, We Are Here, and I guess those other 3 nights I just have to find something else to watch. Like, my parents' wedding anniversary is the 18th, and I had been planning to send them a happy anniversary message this coming Thursday, because I've thought that it was the 12th of October for like 8 days in a row. And it's not like I don't have, you know, a little, I can see that it's the 20th, but I really can't. And my background is that monkey at the zoo who picked up some sunglasses from a lady who dropped her sunglasses, and then the monkey modeled them. That video is stuck with me, and it really refreshes me when I open my phone to the monkey wearing sunglasses. I used to do this thing where I would make a collage of things that made me happy, and I would make that my phone wallpaper, because when you struggle with depression or, you know, the blues, it really helps to reaffirm who you are and your effect on the people around you and the things that you cherish. And so I used to update it like once a week when I was really struggling. And it would be like text messages that I got from people that I care about that were not necessarily like things about me, but just text messages that make me happy would go in the collage, or pictures that I took, or, you know, pictures of my dogs, like whatever stuff I was watching that I cared about. I would put some of like my toy collection in those collages, and I would update it like once or twice a week. And if something really touched me, I would put it on top. I would make sure that it got in there ASAP. And that was a really useful tool, and you know, kind of regularly pulling myself out of whatever depressive episode I was in, or you know, depressive like ideation. And you can do that kind of thing with whole lots of other ways. The method that was taught to me, I got this from somebody who was hydration and how important it is to be hydrated. And what you can do to keep yourself hydrated is to take like your water bottle or your cup or your mug and put your favorite color on it. And what this girl did was she put I think an orange sticker, because her favorite color was orange, on her water bottle. And every time she looked at the color orange, it reminded her that she had to drink water. And so I applied that to my favorite things. And my favorite things reminded me that I needed to be happy, or I needed to be okay. Because your baseline doesn't have to be happy. Your baseline should be okay. But it was just a daily reminder of what I needed to remember, that if I'm not okay right now, I have been okay, and I will probably be okay again. And that's like my mantra. If I'm not okay right now, I probably will be again. The other night I was struggling to fall asleep, even with my sleep bag of tricks used all up. And I was laying there like, God, I am so overwhelmed by the need to fall asleep right now. I have no idea what I'm going to do to fall asleep. And I turned that around and I said, I might not fall asleep right now, but there's nothing I need to be doing in the morning, and there's nobody that needs me till the afternoon. So if I don't fall asleep in the next 10 minutes, I will probably fall asleep in the next hour. So it's gonna be okay if I wake up a little bit later than I normally like to, because I like to wake up really early. But something that I need to remember is that it's okay if I don't always wake up the exact same time of day. And then I think a minute after that I fell asleep because I was done worrying. And I think sometime I might film showing you guys what my sleep trick is. I do this thing that I don't know if it has a name. But how it works is you stretch all of your muscles from your head to your toe downwards or upwards, and you stretch for as long as you can your whole body. And what it does is it activates your fight or flight mechanism. But the thing is that your body, your brain knows that you are in bed and you're safe and you're about to fall asleep. So instead of going into fight, you go into flight and you just fall asleep after that. And it's really funny to watch. I remember being nervous to do it the first couple of times that I was going to be sleeping in bed with my partner, because it's really funny looking. If I'm stretching my muscles upwards, you hunt your shoulders up and you squeeze your face up and your jaw and everything, and you look kind of like Uncle Fester. And if you're stretching downwards, you want to put your face down, shoulders down, and you look like the painting of the man screaming and explaining it to him. I got myself so worked up thinking how I would explain it, and he just rolled over and looked at me like, okay, good night. So it really wasn't that big of a deal anyways. And that's just how it's just the silly ways that your brain tricks you into making you think that you're gonna be, what's gonna happen, right? mechanisms basically still work the same. And so there are experts that say that when your body is, when you are experiencing anxiety, your body is kind of like experiencing what like the cavemen were experiencing. It thinks that it is in like prehistoric times, and you're having an anxiety attack is caused by you have to hunt your next meal, you need to scout out shelter, you need to find a way to make fire, you have a loincloth on, and there's a dinosaur running after you, and you have like 14 babies that you gotta roll up in just like an animal pelt and then hit the door. But we don't live in those times anymore, or probably a lot of us don't. And your anxiety wipes out your brain's ability to calculate, do I have shelter, do I have water, do I have food, do I have heat? And something that helps me when I'm having an anxiety attack is to do a grounding practice of I am clothed, I am fed, I have access to medicine, I can go to the doctor if I get a cut and it starts to look scary. And all of these things will kind of peel back that layer of anxiety that's encapsulating your brain. So that's something I just always share with somebody who's anxious, or I also use it on myself when I'm having anxiety, is I'm absolutely in no means in danger right now. If I am in danger, I can reevaluate, but right now, laying in bed, I probably am not having the same issues that the cavemen are, and that's okay. We went from, that was actually a very nice full circle moment, because we went from Tyra Sanchez on the main stage of Rupaul's Drag Race having an anxious moment after winning, what did they win on that season, 50 grand or $30,000. I think they maybe won 10 grand the first season. Anyways, we went from Tyra's hyperventilation to the cavemen having anxiety about being eaten by dinosaurs. And just to clarify, I do know that dinosaurs and cavemen didn't exist at the same time.